Hello class, so today I am going to talk about my Ecomap for the case study that we had. So I chose to focus my Ecomap and video discussion around Jessica because she had the most information about her, and the case study paper that we got seemed to really focus around her. And this is my eco map. So we have Jessica, resources, her job, her environment, her family, which is her son John and sister Sue, and then her ex-husband. So I'm first going to focus on her family because that's the thing that holds the biggest importance to her, and all her other systems that she has is because of her family and what she wants to do to support her family. So we're going to talk about John, her son. Her son John has autism, and he attends a school where he receives special education services, and he gets speech and occupational therapy in the program that he's in. But there are a lot of worries that do surround her son that she has. For example, she's worried that the teachers that John has don't really understand that his diagnosis and his autism, and that he isn't developing as much as he should be. And she's worried about him being bullied. This is where Sue comes in, her sister. Thankfully, she has her sister. This is one of Jessica's strengths. She has a really great family support system because her sister Sue is there for John and her, and she trusts her sister to take care of John. She feels very lucky to have her because she's always busy with work and traveling to and from work and working her second shift. So Sue really looks after John and is there when she can't be. So her family it does have strengths in it. She left an abusive relationship, and Sue's a great source for the family, and working together, they really support each other and hold the family up in a team effort. And next, we are going to talk about her ex-husband, which used to be a part of her family, and a strength is that he is not anymore because Sue described him as very abusive. However, it is a stressful situation because the neighborhood that she and John live in with Sue, her ex-husband lives just down the street from them. So having an ex-husband who is emotionally abusive and physically abusive to their son is very stressful, that he lives in such a close proximity to them and is constantly watching her, what she does, who comes over. It's sorry, that's my cat. It's a very toxic situation to be in, and it is a stress, but at the same time, she did leave him, and she got her and John out of a really toxic and destructive situation. And that's something that is a strength of hers and is good to look at. And so, yeah. And next, we will be moving on to resources. For resources, by this, I mean her car. And it did say that she used to receive temporary assistance for needy families, which on the bright side, she says that her job is stressful, but she doesn't receive it anymore, and she's glad she doesn't because she has this job. And then with resources comes her car. This is something that is a stressful thing for her because her job is so far that the cost of gas money is very high, and her car is unreliable, so she doesn't know. It sounds like their money situation's tight already, so she doesn't know if her car's gonna blow a tire and need a new one, or it's gonna need new brakes, or it's it's going to break down. She doesn't know what's going to happen or what to expect from her car. She's just hoping that, it stays together and, gets her to where she needs to be, which is her job. So her resources are a place of, stress for her right now. And then we will move on to her job, which is why she's dependent on her resource, her car. Um, Her job only pays $9 an hour, and she works a second shift, so she's not able to be there when John comes home. But she, a strength for her is her job because it gave her the support she needed to not need to be on temporary assistance for needy families anymore. She's grateful that she has a job, and she's responsible enough to hold a job because she has been working there for 3 years. So it sounds like she's a very trustworthy employee, and she works very hard and accepts the responsibility and does everything she can to make money and to support her family. It's a great resource for her family, and she needs money in order to move out of her environment. So, having this job is very important. And, she left her ex-husband and moved in with her sister, and she has this job and has been holding it down for quite a long time. So she definitely has some strengths there, and she is, very responsible and very hardworking. And it's a way of caring for John as well, because she can't physically be there for him when he comes home from school and always be there to protect him. And she has to rely on her sister for that and trust her with that. But she does love him very much because she is working very hard and long hours to support him. So, lastly, we're going to talk about environment. Um, she obviously does not live in the greatest neighborhood because she is so far away from where she works, and that puts a stress on the car, which is already breaking down, and it costs a lot of gas money, which is eating away into her paycheck. And on top of that, she's concerned with John getting bullied. She's worried about him, going outside and playing in that area because she's worried about what will happen to him. Her ex-husband lives down the street and is always watching them, and she's worried that he could get bullied and the kids aren't good or nice. So her environment definitely does put a stress on her as well. And but on the bright side, she does have a stable place to live, and she is, even though he's 2 blocks down the street, she did move out and away from her husband. So with these different systems, some have more negative stresses and aspects on Jessica, but at the same time, some of them do have strengths in them that you just need to look for. So now we are going to talk about root metaphors, and I chose the environment and the person because I feel like those are very well representative of Jessica and her current situation she's in. So the environment is basically that it's like a machine with working parts. And this can be seen in Jessica with her resources and her job. Every system that she has is a part of this machine, and it's what is, each has an important role and is a working part. Her resources are connected to her job. It's what gets her to and from work. Her job is connected to her environment because it's how she keeps her family afloat and how she makes money to support John. And then her family as well. Sue is a big part in keeping this machine working because she looks after John. And so they're all really interconnected, and that's perfectly describes that the environment is like a machine with working parts, because each has a part and each is important to making this machine run, which is Jessica's environment and Jessica's life. Next is the person, and that the person is a part of the machine themselves. And I believe that I decided to focus on Jessica as well as Sue, are great parts of making this machine work together, because they really do work as a team to better their lives and take care of each other and look out for each other. And they definitely help each other. Jessica has a stable job, and Sue understands that. Sue does work. It said that she works like little side jobs here and there, but Jessica's the one who really, works. Not saying one's more stable than the other, but Jessica has a constant schedule she has to be on. And so Sue looks after John while Jessica works, and they each have their role in making this situation and family work so that they can better their lives and take care of each other, and they really help each other out. And, you know, in this situation that we read in the case study, it looks like they really couldn't do it without one another, so it's a great support system to have. And they really work together and are, as it says, a part of the machine. And that is what I learned from this case study. So I hope you guys like it. See you guys next time.